So I am getting ready for a workout this morning, and in preparation, I'm going to do a little bit of myofascial release for my upper back, my shoulders, and my glute area. But today, I'm going to go ahead and use the wall. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a yoga tune-up ball. I'm going to place it at my upper trapezius, which is right here. I'm going to go ahead and place it there and go ahead and lean against the wall. So I might just pin it here and take some deep breaths. Or I might start to move my arm through a range of motion like a snow angel. And this ball can go anywhere on this upper back area. So right now I have it pretty high up on my trapezius, but it could certainly go down closer to my shoulder blade. I'm going to move it down there for a little bit also right now. I could take my arm across the body. I could do circles. And what I can really work on is replicating any motions that I do repeatedly that might be causing me tension, allowing things to get stuck in my body. So if I'm a tennis player, that's going to be, up here and across, and of course, any swinging activity, baseball, golf, any of those. So I'm going to move it back to the upper trap area, and I'm just going to go side to side. Now be careful if you've got hair hanging down there, it can sometimes get stuck. So make sure that's out of the way. And I'm just going side to side now across those tissues. All right, I'm going to move to the other side. So again, I'm going to start upper trap area. I'm going to lean on in and do some of that range of motion with my arms. So snow angel type movements. And then maybe across the body, maybe some circles. Just being really intuitive about this. I'm going to move it down a little bit more, closer to my shoulder blade area. And of course, I could go up and down. I didn't do that on the other side, but that feels really good on this side. So moving around my scapula right now. And then, of course, repeating some of that side to side, up and down. And I'm just kind of checking in the whole time. If I'm not able to take a deep breath, if it's so intense, I can't take a deep breath, I probably need to move it a little bit higher, lower, left, or right. I'm going to go back to that upper trap area now, and I'm going to go side to side. Just going across the fiber. Oop, got my hair caught, see? Be careful about that. 90-ish seconds is a great way to think about starting the length of time, but I could certainly do in the area for up to 5 minutes. All right, so I'm going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and put my balls back inside my tote, and I'm going to get my actual shoulder now. I'm going to place the balls inside their tote on my shoulder against the wall here. And then I just go up and down. So I'm doing a little squatting type thing. I'm just leaning in. And of course, I control how much pressure is on there. The farther my feet are out, the more of my body weight is pressing against there. And I can go a little bit more towards the back of the shoulder. I could move in a little bit more towards the front of the shoulder. I could get even into my tricep, the back of the arm. And again, I know that I have some chest and shoulder work coming up in my workout, so it's a good thing to get these areas ready to work. So I'm going to move to the other side, and again, I'm going to start right here in the middle of the shoulder, and I go up and down here. Might get a little bit more towards the back of the shoulder. And again, the front of the shoulder. And I could certainly just lean in too. I don't have to move always when I'm doing myofascial work. I could just pin. It's called pinning. And breathing. I could get down onto more like the tricep area, back of my arm. Even right down to where it connects into my elbow. So if I have any elbow stuff going on, this is important. And I actually do right now. So I'm doing this one a lot myself lately, in general, not just before a workout. And I might just pin that there. Okay. So I'm going to move on again and take one of these balls out of here. And we're going to be working the glute area. So I'm going to go ahead and put that guy against the wall and I'm going to lean in. So I might just come here, take some deep breaths. I could move it to a different location, same thing, just take some deep breaths. And then eventually I might start to do a little swish side to side, like a little dance. So I'm getting all the tissue of that glute unstuck. I call it unstuck. When the tissue is stuck, it doesn't work properly for you. And there's lots of ways tissue can get stuck. There's lots of ways the tissue can start to not function properly for you. One, not using it, sitting a lot will get all of these tissues to turn off, get stuck, not work for you. Another way is to misuse. So if you're using your body in an unhealthy way, and usually that means you are not in proper alignment. So if you work with me, you know, you hear me saying over and over, come into postural alignment. The body knows how to work most effectively, and that's when all the joints are stacked. If you start compensating in ways, then certain muscles overfire, certain muscles underfire, and that's called misuse or abuse. You can overdo it, so that can make your tissues mad. So not using, misusing, and the last one is overusing. So not letting them rest, recover, will also make those tissues get stuck and get mad. Switching sides. So I can, again, just kind of pin in there, and I can get the whole big fleshy part of my glute, or kind of more on the side. I'm getting a little bit more on the side of my glute now, and I'm moving around here. And I'll just keep moving it around until I find, the right spot for me. And there might be more than one. I could go side to side, up and down. And again, I could certainly just pin it in there and stay and breathe. And very oftentimes, one side will feel very different than the other side. So know that that is very common. All right, and back to the two balls inside my tote. And we're going to be putting this guy right in the middle of the back. So I'm going to give myself a little back massage here. Of course, I also get to do some squats, which definitely warms up my body for my workout. So I'm rolling way down in here, which is getting some of my erector spinae muscles, also getting some quadratus lumborum in my back. Now, be careful. You don't want to come into what I call extension. So you are doing a teeny little bit of a tuck in here. So a tiny bit of flexion and definitely some integrity of the core as I roll up and down here. So I'm getting kind of the lumbar, lower part of my back up to the middle back. And then I can also get, of course, the upper back. So going back closer to where we were before, but maybe more by the shoulder blades. And again, I'm getting those legs warmed up and ready to do my workout. So double bonus, right? I'm releasing the tissue, but I'm also getting some blood flow going here. And of course, I could just sit here and pin. I could do some movements with my arms just like I did before. I could even go side to side, get a little cross fiber. So no, there's no right or wrong unless there's sharp pain, numbness, or you can't take a deep breath because it's so intense, right? Anything else is fine. Pretty much anything else is fine. Tune in when you're doing this so you don't hurt yourself. Everybody's different in terms of exact location where the balls should go. There's general guidelines I'll give you always, but move it around. Everybody's a little different. And then remember this, you're one continuum. So if you've got a lot of tension in one area, even if you go down from there, up from there, left or right, you're still affecting that area. So you don't have to be on the most intense spot for it to actually do some good for you. All right, so that's what we have for today. I hope that helps you out. Have a great workout.